Hey, it's me, Site7. Welcome to part 27 of my Library of Ruina walkthrough, and we have a whole bunch of abnormalities to kill, so we'll start with Snow Queen. Well, damn, everything froze over. Okay, so obviously we have to save our characters while trying not to die to ranged attacks. Alright. Librarians lose HP. Can't actually damage her until everyone's freed. Each time someone's freed, she gets an extra dice. Alright, pretty annoying. Okay, they recover HP after they're all destroyed though, so that's pretty good. And did it say what chill did? No. Okay, and these things are mostly weak to blunt attacks. So I put Emma's page on, and we'll have a ton of blunt dice here. So I want to rescue my other character that had a whole bunch of blunt dice, and I think that was her, because she's running Bada's page. Okay, so here's chill. If I have 4 chill, then I get bind and feeble. And if it's 6, you become immobilized. Ugh. Okay, don't use those cards. That's awful. Just keep trying to break her out. We're getting absolutely battered by these one-sided attacks. That's not good. Okay, 3 chill. Oh my gosh. Spazzing out. I just let the counter dice deal with that. I think that's my best bet. Hey. Alright, well it didn't hit the one I wanted it to, but that's fine. Because I freed one. Hey, you awake now? I'm alright for the most part. Thanks for saving me. You can see Snow Queen gained another dice. Now a ton of devastating thrash. Okay. Now 3 to 8, 3 to 7. I don't know. Will that stagger me if I let a one-sided hit? That's the real question. I think I'm just gonna continue trying to break them out. Obviously can't just take the 6 chill, so I'll have to try and clash against one of those. And I guess try to break them out. Okay, good. We actually managed to block that. And that on-hit gain stagger resist is so good. Okay, so we're gonna give Pale Hands to her, because it should just activate off of Devastating Thrash if all 3 hits land. Okay, this one's almost broken out. Question is, how do I... Oh my gosh, how do I keep doing that? I don't think he gets staggered from this. I'll just keep going. the 5 to 10. And then this should break out. I know it must be shocked, but take your time and don't try to get up too quickly. Oh, I'm good now. Oh my gosh, stop doing that. On Clash 1, gain 2 strength next scene. Gross. 6 to 10. Unfortunately, chill activated on both of these two. I don't really want them to attack, especially with all this feeble. I feel like I still have to go for it here, though. Let's make that a one-sided attack. Or at least one of the dice will be. So that should break her out then. Alright, good stuff. I'm still feeling dizzy, but it's nothing too bad. Immediately uses a mass attack. Alright, dude. Very cool. The 5 to 8, 5 to 8 individuals. Probably should have swapped this out, but I can actually use this to negate that first dice. So maybe I'll do that. Actually, probably not. This is probably better. I can actually play another card. And I'm boosting my slash dice power, so I'll use this to slash with that. Hopefully that wins. Gosh. Okay, he's not getting attacked, so I can do some one-sided stuff there. And then we'll try to hit with Devastating Thrash. I could use it twice. It might actually be pretty good here. That should be good. Oh, maybe. Roland got staggered. Oh no, he's one stagger left. Oh dang, it's really unfortunate that she got staggered. Okay, no more mass attacks for now. So you slash again. Not something to clash with this. 6 to 10. That might be able to. I need to land a bunch of blunt attacks on her. Oh, this might actually stagger? No. Just need one more blunt dice there. If the librarian dies at the end of 13. Okay, this will pretty much guarantee a kill. She should be her back, right? Yeah. Alright, 4 strength and clash, everything here. This will probably just flat out kill. I'll actually use this on one of the range dice in order to make sure she goes first. And we could just pretty much unga. And it should kill. Yep, and that's the Snow Queen down. That was a fun fight. Looks like spring is coming. Pretty cheeky. Go ahead, dear. Say something. You're pointlessly wasting my time. Alright, let's all loosen up and start talking, yeah? Okay, it has been such a long time since I last talked to you two. You're afraid of us, are you not? You'd avoid us as much as possible, given any opportunity. Agree that I'm not exactly comfortable with talking to you face to face. Still, Hokma and Binah, you have awoken at last. It can only mean that the library is nearing completion, and that you are closer to achieving your aim than ever before. Indeed, the one book, my goal that I desperately wish to have. I firmly believe that I'll obtain it at the end of this. That's what motivated me to come so far. Had your nightmarish past not haunted you, you could have relished the stability of immortality and unending happiness, even if that meant you had to stay within this shell for eternity. Yet you are still shackled to the past. You seek to break out of the shell for that reason. Are you not afraid of exposing your bare self to the outside world? Once you leave the solid shell that is keeping you safe, a path laden with thorns will await you. Your body will be covered with scars, and you will continue to suffer new injuries where your old wounds can seal up. When you are finally overcome with the urge to crawl back into that shell, you will find that the place in which to rest your bloodstained body will have weathered away in the waves of time. And yet you wish to leave this place. I may get hurt or even go mad and harm myself, but anything should be better than that hell I'd lived through. They'll simply torture you in new ways. Fear will be ever present before you all the same, and will chase you until the end of the world. You must be aware yourself. Perhaps your sight has been obscured by the painful past, or desperately turning a blind eye to it.
할 수밖에 없는 거야.
I have to do it nonetheless. I will do what I can to gain vitality and press forward. I'm slowly learning to forget my past, although that won't change this goal of mine. That's what you say. You look at that smirk. Say, dear, will we have more occasions to face each other and converse like we have now in the future? I don't know. I personally wouldn't mind it. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Are you asking for our opinions? Rather unexpected. Forget it. That's enough greeting. It was nice seeing you. And she exits. It's quite harsh of you, was it not? It's merely expressing my surprise. I meant no malice. I'm next to her all the time, but her attitude's surprising for sure. She seems to have gotten pretty mild these days. She's willing to listen to what I have to say, at the very least. She used to refuse conversations and just straight up announce things when I first met her. Angela appears to be changing indeed, for better or for worse. Would you not agree that it is a positive change? I look forward to having more meetings such as this. The opinions of the other patron librarians will hold much weight in the decision, as Angela remarked. Well, don't worry too much about the lower and middle floors. Their moods seemed pretty alright. Still, thinking about everyone gathering in one place, it's honestly hard to imagine how that would go. Dude, it would be absolute chaos. Get some more cards. Afflicting binds, that's pretty good. Afflicting ice splinters in order to immobilize, that's also pretty good. This is okay for like solo builds, but it's still kinda meh. So now we'll do Hokma. What fight is this? Burrowing Heaven. If I remember correctly, I think attack dice actually harm you in this fight. I think you have to use like all defense stuff, or like mostly defense. I set one up with Cecil's page and May, because I really like these. And I think Nemo's page is also pretty defensive, right? And probably good enough. I wonder if I shouldn't get rid of some of this stuff though. Yeah, whatever. We'll see. I honestly don't remember what all this fight entailed. We better dispose of it quickly. We shouldn't look away, huh? If you're prepared, then let us begin. How does this work? Becomes active if no thorns are awake. Using a mass attack page on the same scene became active. Oh, all librarians are inflicted with 10 feeble. Okay. And takes twice as much stagger damage from deflex. This character is active. A Heaven Thorn will spawn next scene and every 3 scenes after. So that's what these are? Yeah. A librarian engages in combat against another character. All other librarians take damage equal to 40% of their max HP. Do you have to focus them down one at a time? And takes twice as much stagger damage. Okay, from deflex. He uses all counter dice. Okay, not the best draw. I should have gone with more block dice if that's the case. And I honestly don't know. I feel like I shouldn't be using these, but you just have to see what happens, huh? Okay, so now we're getting a bunch of feeble. I should also stagger here. I think attacking should be okay. I guess that's how this has to be done. Alright, that's one down. Sigh. Looks as hard as ever. True. Is this just the same thing? Guess so. Which I don't use that yet. I can do all out war. Don't want that to play first. Then puppet. Alright, we got the stagger off. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of draw in these like really defensive decks. It doesn't feel like, it feels like they're kind of lacking. Okay, Burn took them out. Oh, now this one's awake. Okay, so we really want to get this. I mean, this has my biggest block dice in it. Should be really good for the 6 to 10. Look at all that bleed. I think using that, my best bet. But yeah, and everyone has 10 feeble, so any of these offensive dice are gonna lose really hard. I'll play 2. Okay, that was pretty big. We got 20 off of that. Unfortunately, I think the evade dice all took away a lot of those. So I'll have to remember that for the next time. I don't want that. Hopefully he gains an emotion level here. Okay, we got the stagger. Hey, they did get the emotion levels. That'll be big damage and a little bit of draw. And we'll get some draw and... I think that's good. Big damage. Okay, so we should just have the last one. Victory is within our reach. I urge you all to keep it up. So what's cool about Burrowing Heaven's design here is it's actually been changed from Lobotomy Corp to kind of more resemble what Carmen's like brainstem and roots kind of looked like. Which is really cool. Now mass individual, inflict a whole bunch of fragile and heal. I think I'm gonna lose that, but I need him to do more of the actual stagger damage here. Because he just has more of these Iron Wall cards. Oh no, I don't want to play this evade dice. I think it ate a whole bunch of the dice in the last scene. That's kind of the same problem. He'll just play that. Okay, sweet, we got him. Dang, look how it like bowed down. We need to stagger it again. I think we've got a lot of tools to do that now. Actually, I can just use him. Maybe I'll play one of these two. Oh, okay. What that just hit for? That was like 36. Crazy. And now we should be able to kill it. We did it.
허리야.
Ow, my back.
뭐 이리 원하는
Are you asking for too many books at once? As I awoke later than the others, I have much to learn to catch up. I was always one step behind others.
다른 사람보다 늙은 게
You mean how you have one foot in the grave? Dang, dude, Roland is... He's just rude as hell to old people, huh? A trifling attempt at mockery.
이곳의 사서들은
You know, all the other librarians here told me they were following a person called Carmen.
너도 그 사람을 따라서
You joined her in her research like all the others did? Right that most others followed Carmen, but I was loyal to another person. There's a man named Ian who founded Lobotomy Corporation and created Angela. I had faith in him. Everyone carries some form of faith or belief. In my case, I believed that what he sought to do was the right thing. Roland, do you happen to be a religious person?
아니,
Nope. I'm not sure if there's even a proper religion in the city.
큰 종교라 해봤자
And the bigger ones are all money-hungry schemes in disguise, so there's no point putting faith in any of them. I must ask differently. What do you believe in?
믿고 있는 거?
What I believe in? Getting out of this place one day. That is simply called a wish.
그럼 난 믿고 있는 것도
So I don't have any beliefs then. Never had time to care about things like that. I had my immediate future to worry about. Live in a world where it's tough to think about or look back on stuff that won't be helpful right away. Dreams or faith or whatever. You're talking the talk. What do you believe in then? I believe in the eventual arrival of the world my scholar and mentor dreamed of. This faith is the guiding principle of my every action. What kind of person was he to make you his devoted fan? He was a man with a far sight. He strove to reach an unreachable place. Doesn't that description also apply to Carmen, or at least of what I heard about her? There's a clear difference. Sir Ian was gladly willing to accept evil for the sake of realizing his cause. Yeah, speaking of that, I seriously don't get that Ian guy. Heck, all he did was revive his dead friends against their will, and play house in his underground lair just to satisfy himself. Am I wrong? His deeds cannot be compared to something as puerile as playing house. I don't know how great and eye-opening his enlightenment was, but he left a huge trail of trouble for everyone else in that process, going from what I've heard. I mean, you went through a whole lot of suffering in your second life as Lobotomy Corp Sephirot, and Angela is still so infuriated. All because of him, isn't it? He's looking like a complete mess from an outsider's perspective. He endeavored to reach his goal in spite of such obstacles. He sought to fill the gaps out one way or another in order to endure the eroding life. You will never understand it, his sacrifice and dedication. Why aren't you a total zealot? They say faith blinds the eyes of the feeble-minded. I believe I am not the only one blind with faith here. Can't be any worse than you, pal. On deflect, deal half of the block dice roll as physical damage. So that's pretty good. Like, this is pretty good. You get more damage in one-sided attacks. So I think the idea here is to use evade dice in order to create one-sided attacks. That's pretty good. Deal and take twice as much stagger damage on a deflect. I like that. I like double-edged sword cards like that. And now for Binah, I don't remember this fight. Actually, what is it? Big Bird? Yeah, I don't really remember this. Guess I should go heavy defense or ammo's page. I'm gonna go with damage here. Yeah, I think this will be alright. Anyway, Lady Binah isn't here to help us, so we should do this on our own. I remember, we had to put that bird to sleep before we could work with it. The most dangerous beast in the forest is the one we're facing right now. Yeah, I love the backstory for these birds. Okay, so what's the gimmick here? I think it can just like eat you. Uses Dazzle on the first scene and everything scenes after, which inflicts Enchanted on a librarian when a librarian is enchanted. You get Birdcage for anyone who's not enchanted. And I think if the enchanted person like attacks Big Bird, they automatically die. So I have to choose who I want to be enchanted here. This is basically like saying who do I want to not be dealing damage. So I need to kill these things. There's a special combat page that can stagger Big Bird to the librarian that defeats this character. Okay, so we need to nuke one of these guys. I guess that this is the one that I'm gonna have get enchanted. I don't really care if it takes a bunch of damage here. I'll just play everything. Yeah. Page effects only targets applied to librarians. Okay, yeah, so it's dazzled, and it's gonna try and go into here, and it dies. It actually works. I think I can redirect both of these? No. I don't know, maybe I have to use both of them on there. Actually, I don't think I can kill. I'll have to let that one-sided hit go through. I really don't want that to work. So what do I do? Just gonna go for the damage. Appreciate how the birdie wants to save us from the beast, but I'm really fine without its help. Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. And I have Lullaby. So I don't know if I should save it and focus on trying to kill this one, and then have two of them just in case. might just do that. Oh, jeez. Okay, so no one is enchanted. Rather she remain the enchanted one and then put him to sleep and kill this. Did we kill it? Is it over? Alright, big damage. I love that animation. Okay, good. And I have another lullaby, so I think I only need to use it. Alright, this should kill. So I'm really hoping it does. Hey, it's dead as hell. Thank goodness we could handle it. True, I hated Big Bird.
묻고 싶은 것이 많은 얼굴이구나.
Your expression tells me that you have many questions you yearn answered.
우선 자리에 앉아서
Why don't you take a seat and have a cup of tea first? Aren't you used to this kind of occasion?
모든 건
In time, you'll grow accustomed to it, as with anything else.
네가 보는
What is the library like from what you have seen?
또 그 질문이야?
Again with that question?
전에도
I
말했잖아.
thought I told you my answer already.
아니면
Are you a bit
마트에
wacky in the head?
바라보는 것은
Viewpoints are bound to undergo
언제나
constant
바뀌기
change.
마련이란다.
아, 그래.
Ah, alright, fine. I'll give you another answer.
전엔
I
거창하게
got fancy with
투기적인
comparisons
머리였지만
like Ruina and jail last time, but to put it bluntly,
사람이 죽는
the library is a
곳이
perfectly ordinary part of the city where people die out all the time.
그렇구나.
I see.
음,
Huh, black tea doesn't taste too bad.
홍차는 커피와 또
It's no
다른 맛이
coffee,
있어서
but it's got its own
나쁘지 않네.
flavor going.
찻잎에 고통이 서려 있기
It's
때문이지.
because of the palpable agony of the tea leaf infused in each cup. That's a brutal way of, like, putting it.
아직도 믿기지
So hard to
않지만
believe, but you said you were an
넌
arbiter
머리에
from the head, right?
조율자였다면서?
그렇단다.
I was indeed.
조율자를 만나면
I had a ton of things I wanted to ask an arbiter if I ever ran into one.
내가 답해줄
Do you have any
것이라
faith that
생각한다.
I'll answer them?
전혀.
Nope, not at all. Besides, I got a more pressing question now. You really are an arbiter. Why are you just staying here doing nothing?
난 지켜볼
I'm simply
뿐이란다.
watching from afar.
조율자로서의 나는
I long since laid down myself as an
일찍
arbiter.
인지하지.
그냥 지켜볼
You're just
뿐이라고.
watching?
그런 것 치곤 꽤
You seem pretty
고분고분하게
complacent about
남자를
helping
도우는
Angela
것
for a
같은데.
bystander.
내게 주어진 것을 할 뿐.
Simply take care of the tasks given to me, no more, no less.
그렇다면 머리가
If Angela ordered you to tell her all about the secrets of the city, only the head knows then.
답하지 않을 걸 알기에.
She has not made such an attempt, possibly because she knows that I will not answer regardless.
아니.
No, perhaps she already tried to uncover my secrets before I could realize it.
시도했을지도 모르겠구나.
내가 이 자리에서
What if I tried to kill you and turn you into a book here and now?
그래서 네가 알고 있는
So I can pull out every little bit of knowledge you have by force.
당돌하구나.
A very bold individual, and quite hostile as well.
그래서 넌 우리와
That is what
다른
differentiates you from us, perhaps.
끔습하게
Ain't got any courtesy to show for one of the shady overlords of the city.
거지. 나로 인해
There was once a man whose dream had been ruined by me.
하지만 그 사람은
However, even when he faced me in person, his anger was directed at what was above and beyond.
눈앞에 있는 걸
His
보지
gaze never settled on the things right in
언제나
front of him.
너만을 보고
He always
있었어.
looked further.
너와 엔젤라는
Unlike you or Angela,
당장
who are well nigh
두려움을
blind to anything outside of your immediate sight, as I can see.
이봐, 말 돌리지 마.
Hey, don't change the topic.
굉장히
Quite
날카로워.
sharp indeed.
무겁고
You
느린
bury poison, heavy and slow.
치명적인 독을
yet
품고
deadly.
있구나. 나는 너를 알고
I know you
있단다.
well, even though you know nothing about me.
나는 침묵할 뿐이란다.
My occupation is to simply remain silent and spectate, so worry not.
너와의 대화는
Thus our conversations will always be parallel.
아,
The sorrow I have ended, you see, by respecting you, because I am certain you will never leave me.
난 이제 널
Ah,
알겠다.
I realize it. Your beauty
넌
lies in the
존재하는
force of your
것만으로도
being.
아름답다는 것을.
차는
Are you leaving already?
그러니.
You're welcome to stay a little longer and finish your cup of tea.
입맛 버려서 말이야.
Lost my appetite.
가끔 말 상대나
You may drop by sometimes and be my company. It's rather amusing to talk with you.
퍽이나.
Like hell it is. And these like top floors really giving him hell, huh? So fully restore lights, but a random ally will gain no light. Yeah, I don't really like that. That might actually be good for solo builds. I don't know what the interaction is with the solo build. Might have to test that out. Any enemy this librarian targets will be forced to target the librarian back, regardless of speed. So that can be okay. And then salvation, all dice gain +1 power against enemies with higher speed. So these used together could be pretty good. And then destroying dice could always be useful. So now we'll equip Chesed. Actually, what's the fight? Road Home and Scaredy Cat? I think I just need like decent clashing power for this. We'll give him Allens. And what should I use for her? Could go defense. Oh, we could also use this, but I don't know if range stuff is going to be good here. It almost never is for abnormality battles, honestly. I'll just go defensive with her. And I don't know why her appearance isn't changing. There we go. Road Home and Scaredy Cat. I'm stumped on how we're supposed to suppress them. Don't tell me, are they related to the nightmarish duo from before? I don't think I've ever seen them before. Might feel like we're not in our home anymore, but let's keep calm and get started. So these two abnormalities, they weren't in Lobotomy Corporation, but they made an appearance in the webcomic spin-off called Wonder Lab. which was okay. Okay, so we basically have to prevent this little girl from going home, and then she gets really mad, and we beat her up. And then the lion immune to damage until the road home dies. So this is why we needed the clashing power. And he has some pretty annoying dice, the 3 to 11 evade dice. But I can negate that with... Where's a good example? With like sturdy defense. That's not too bad. So we want to use this scene to draw and gain emotion. I want to do it on everyone. And we're not going to attack her because of this courage effect. Yeah, so whenever you damage the road home, then he gains strength equal to the amount of time she was attacked. So not something you want to do. And this is the home, and it does not have any description. Alright, gain emotion levels on everyone. I think I want to take this, but I don't know who I should give it to. Yeah, she's the lowest on resist, so she might be the best. So now we want to prevent her from going home. So we have to clash against these and win them. Okay, I was checking. I thought there was a unique card for it. It's pretty easy. It's just a 4/4. The only thing is that if I actually make hits, then the lion will gain... Oh, it doesn't gain strength on this scene. Okay, never mind. I'll beat the hell out of her. And you can see the lion targets all of the two that are trying to prevent her from going home. So redirecting these is pretty important. Although you can attack them too. Denied. Alright, she's doing it again. And same thing, we don't want to hit her. But instead, just try to gain emotion dice. Actually, really need to get some more stagger resist with her back. Alright, good. Got some stagger bar back with her. Alright, so we wanna prevent the damage again. So I think something I forgot to mention is that attack order is kind of important here, because I think the cat still does have the effect when you do any damage to the road home. That it still gains I guess power for that? Is that in its description? It's not, but I'm pretty sure it still has that effect even though it doesn't show. Okay, so mass summation. Any librarian is hit, the home is spawned. Otherwise, becomes staggered. Next scene. So we want to win this while not dying. So in theory here, you could attack with all of your lower speed dice as long as all of your higher ones clash with these first, and you could actually put some damage on her. Okay, pretty confident with this. Like that, she just tried to drop an entire house on us. What a psycho. Now, since no one's hit, she'll get staggered, and we can beat her up. Oh yeah, and then he switches to ranged attacks. I want to kill her in one scene. And so you do need someone to clash against this, because all this fragile is going to add up and it'll probably stagger you. He's got 2 strength. Okay, that hopefully is enough. Oh yeah, she's dead as hell. Sure would love to go back to our homes if we could. Oh yeah. Not so tough anymore, huh? You son of a... Take great joy in this. Maybe it's their appearance. My heart is aching.
뭐 하고 있어?
What are you up to?
커피콩을 솎아내는 중.
Taking out some coffee beans.
이게
Much more intensive work than it seems.
나도 엔젤라도.
I, Angela, and the employees of Lobotomy Corp were all picked out and ended up where we are, just like the guests were.
개인이 어떤 욕망을
No matter what
품고
the
있든
individual wishes, society will just pick out the people it wants while leaving the rest to rot in the pile.
보이지 않는
An invisible chain of oppression is weighing down on everybody.
사람과 사람이 맞닿고
Those are the rules
살려면
necessary for
규칙이
people to
필요한
live close
거겠어.
to each other.
오히려 그런 규칙조차
Hell, I bet
없으면
society is gonna be
답답하니까.
even more messed up than it is now without them, you know?
규칙이 필요하다는 건 동의해. 하지만 왜 전부
I agree that some rules are needed, but why'd they all have to be so extreme?
뒷골목의 조직이든 해결사든 날개든
The syndicates in the back streets, the associations of fixers, and the wings, they're all established on the premise of human sacrifice.
쫓고 쫓기고 빼앗고 빼앗기는 게
That's how it is in
당연한
this world, a big game of cat and mouse, where the winner takes all.
거야. 어쩔 수 없는 것에
There's no
대해
point
머리
trying to wrap your head
싸매봤자
around the inevitable.
넌 참
You really are an odd one, huh?
네가 겪은
Would
고통과
you say
실수도
that the pain and loss you suffered were also inevitable then?
너는 도시
They
이야기를
always
감당하고
talk
말해.
about the city so plainly, saying that everything happening in it can't be helped.
정말
Is it really because you're indifferent about it? Or are you trying to turn away from the underlying unfairness?
그래.
Sure, we're just being carried away by a gigantic wave.
그저 물이 흘러가는
All we gotta do is
대로
surrender to the
그
flow
위를
and float
빠르게
down the
떠내려가기만
stream.
하면 돼.
That's pretty funny because his floor is underwater. Like you can see, this looks like this is a ship and some fish.
롤랑도 도망치기 바쁘네.
Busy running away, aren't you, Roland?
난 동지 출신이야.
You see, I came from the nest.
그럴 것 같았어.
Figured as much.
그것도
I was born into a wealthy family that was the envy of all.
잘하는 환경이든 뭐든
I didn't have to worry about my future. I was born smart too, to top it off.
엄청난
Some elite
엘리트는
prodigy you
없었구만.
were.
그렇지?
I know, right?
다들 나 정도면
They all expected me to join A
엘사에
Corp and climb up to a
거기서도
high
높은 자리
position
하나
like it was
끄집는 건
nothing.
일도 아니라고 기대했어. 실제로
My
내
older
누나나
sister and other
동생들은
siblings
쉽게
got into
날개에
wings like a
입사했거든.
breeze, too.
사람들이 절실하게 들어가고 싶다는 날개는 나에게 너무나
The
당연한
wings most
거였지.
people strive to enter were no more than ordinary career paths for me.
난
I never got why they were so
회사에
desperate to
입사하고
join
뭐냐
such boring
이해가 못했고.
companies.
그 정도로 대단한 집안이야?
Damn, that's how great your family was? Yep.
그런
That's the kind of
집안에서
family
태어났어.
Daniel had.
다니엘은. 그런데
But one day, in a bizarre turn of events one might even describe as fate,
연이라고는
he
전혀
steps
없을
into the
거로
back
생각하고
streets, the place he
뒷골목에
never
발을 들였지.
thought would have anything to do with his life.
부잣집
A rebellious little
도련님의 일탈이었으려나.
deviation from the quotidian life of a spoiled young gent?
그랬다면
It would have
낭만적이겠지만
been pretty romantic if that were the case, but I was just kidnapped, really. Caught me by surprise.
뒷골목 사람도 아니고
Someone
중국
decided to
사람을,
kidnap a nest resident,
게다가
and a
그
rich
중에서도
one at
돈 있는
that.
사람을 건드리다니. 뭐 어지간한 거물
Must have been
조직이나.
some big shot syndicate or just a crazy ass.
그게 사실은
Well, you see, it was actually Carmen and Callie.
붉은 안개가
Huh?
그랬다면
The Red Mist did that.
뭐
Well, I guess she had good reasons.
납득해야지.
정신 차리고 보니
When I came back to my senses, those two were arguing with each other.
칼리, 넌
You were never good at telling people
사람
apart
얼굴을
based on their
잘
faces,
알아보지
Callie.
못한다느니
Well, it's your
제대로
fault for
설명을
giving me a bad
못했다느니
description, Carmen, etc., etc.
듣고 있으니 웃음이
I
나더라.
couldn't help but chuckle listening to that. I thought I was looking at a comedy skit or something.
사람을 착각했구만.
So they got the wrong
완전
person?
헛똑똑이들이네.
Didn't take them for a couple of airheads.
그렇다니까.
I'm telling you,
그들은
they
정말
really were
흑감이었어.
clumsy at heart.
듣자니
They were trying to catch some con artist who skimmed Carmen out of her research funds, and Kelly apparently mistook me for the perp.
난 대충 사과받고
Thought I'd get some apologies and go back to where I belonged.
그런데
Then Carmen asked me without a hint of shame to help her out for a bit while I'm at it. She said it helps to have a visibly rich person like me stand next to her.
난 얼떨결에 휩쓸려서 알겠다고 했지.
So I said yes out of surprise and confusion.
뭘 하려나 싶었는데
I was wondering what she was about to do, and then she took me to an open space and started giving a long speech.
뒷골목에서
I guess it wasn't anything weird since there's plenty of people muttering nonsense in the back streets every day.
맞아.
You're right about
나를
that.
옆에 세워놓고
Can you guess what she was
사람들
saying,
앞에서 하는
standing
말
next to me?
우리 모두 지쳐
She went
있고
on about vague
마음이
things like how
병이 있다.
everyone is fatigued and ill with the disease of the mind, and that she's recruiting people to help her find a way to overcome it.
완전
Sounds like total hogwash.
그런데 그 허무맹랑한
One thing that
소리를
stood out about her
너무
was that
당당하고
she
열심히
was so proud and confident with her
사람들은
ridiculous
고개만
speech,
끄덕이고
even when most
제
people
갈 길을
barely gave her a glance before going about their business.
카르멘은 내가 본 사람들과
Carmen was vastly different from the people I had seen.
가지 않는 길을 가려는
She had the
사람은
eyes and voice of a
눈과
person who was
목소리였어.
willing to carve a brand new path.
이런 사람도 세상에
I never
있구나
thought people
싶었지.
like her could exist until that day.
그렇게 작은 연설이 끝나고
After her speech, Carmen walked me home,
그리고 돌아가는
and on the
과정에서
way back, I saw and heard it for the first time.
내가 사는 세상
The hellish landscape that was so different from the world I lived in.
카르멘과 칼리는
Carmen and Callie taught me
뒷골목에서
about
어떤
what's
일이
going on in the
벌어졌는지,
back streets and how people in the nest
그리고
are being
둥지의
extorted
사람들은
without
얼마나
meaning.
의미 없이 착취당하고 있는지를 알려. 그날 둥지에 돌아오고
When I got back home that day, I spent all night shivering from this odd sense of guilt.
세상 물정 모르는 도련님이
The naive young noble
어설픈
wakes up to a
총이가
half-baked
넘겼군.
sense of justice.
맞아.
I did. I guess you could say it was half-baked in a way.
그냥 재수 없는 하루라고
I mean, you could have just
생각하고
shrugged the whole thing off as a bad day and went back to your everyday life, no?
그러게.
Maybe,
하지만 그럴
but I
수
just
없었어.
couldn't, no.
그래서
So, I ended up joining Carmen's team of researchers.
그렇게 간단히?
That simple? Are you skipping too many steps at once?
당연히
Of
집안에서
course, my family had several
문제가
problems
많았는데
with it, but those were just small details.
내 능력을 사람들을 위해 쓰고
I want to
싶었어.
use my capabilities to help people.
더 나은 세상을
I was
만들고
sincere about
싶었다는
wanting to
마음은
make the world a better place.
진심이었던 거야.
Daniel was.
다니엘은.
지금의 너에게도
How about now then?
마음이
Are you
좀
still
남아있네.
sincere about that?
그래.
Yep,
아직 남았어.
I am. I want to change it right
그리고
next time.
올바르게 바꾸고 싶어. 이 다음이 있다면 말이야.
If there is a next time, that is.
다들 너처럼
Don't expect
마음의
others to
여유가
have the
있을
peace
거로
of mind like you
생각하지는
do.
마. 네가 그런 배부른
It's all
소리를
thanks to
쓰는
your
것도
prosperous
전부
background that you could say
풍요로웠던
such generous
생각뿐이니까.
stuff.
난 이만 가보련다.
I'll be going now. Now, courage. This is an okay card. I mean, obviously it has some downsides if your team all dies, but not too bad. The start of the scene. Oh yeah, so this places numbers on enemies, and then if you go in order with your basically your speed dice, then you can do more damage. So that's okay. It's a little tough to kind of pull off correctly. Then a road walk together. An ally redirects an attack, then they gain power. That's pretty good. I actually really like this card. And let's see, what is this one? Oh. Well, looks like that's what I've got to look forward to in the next one. And I'll see you then. Peace.